Hi, I'm Simon Hall, grassroots referee, and also the secretary at Steel City RA. Okay, my straightforward referee news for this week. Okay, been an interesting weekend of football last few days. Just so you know, I will be changing this. I'm going to turn it into a bit of a show in the evening so people can tune in live and we can follow comments. But for now, I've done two of these. I've just done one, really long one, and I'm going to do this one, hopefully really short. Matt Donohue from Stockport Referee Association or Stockport Society, I can't remember which one they're called. We put a compliment on about Friday night and his performance. They've come back to let us know that he's a member there, and I think it's great. And that's why I urge you should be a member of the RA. Matt Donohue, right, Sheffield Wednesday, Derby County, watch his body language. If you can watch the game back and you're a referee and you can watch the game back, please watch this young referee. Now, he started refereeing when he was 14, okay, and I think this is absolutely fantastic because watching his performance puts all these myths. Oh, it should all be ex-pros and stuff like that. I mean, it's rubbish anyway, always has been, okay? We see what players appeal for when there's absolutely no chance. How are they going to do it when it's the mates? Don't know. But anyway, Sheffield Wednesday Derby, watch his body language, watch his communication skills, and watch his movement. In particular, the Sheffield Wednesday goal. Watch his movement. He's got bodies galore around the ball. Watch him move to the side to get the best angle and best view. Brilliant to see. The sad part of the game was the ugly side when he was right about the penalty at the end, that it wasn't a penalty. It was absolutely correct. He hadn't put a foot wrong all game. And he was surrounded. He was surrounded at the time, and he was surrounded after the final whistle. Correctly gave cards out to players for dissent by action. So, do you know what? Absolutely superb. Just goes to show that as a referee, you could be 99.9% wrong, but if that 0.1% is a subjective decision that someone doesn't agree with, they're going to have you. Don't worry, Trent Alexander-Arnold, you can give the ball away 38 times, the most by any Premier League player, but don't worry about that. You can still have a go at the referee and blame them. The Andy Carroll goal, perfect scenario of a player, in this case, Schmeichel, peeling that he couldn't see and he was impeded. And the shot had come in from the other side and where the player was that was offside. Perfect thing. Great decision, spot on. Rob Jones got a lot of stick for the Leeds game. Did you notice he did an advantage to goal? Not too many people mentioned that. Spot on. He actually had a decent game, apart from being hit by the ball. PGMOL, I'm sure will work with him, and I'm sure it's just one of them days. We all have them. We used to do a bit of a competition, how many games we could go at grassroots without being hit, or non-league, without being hit by the ball, and have a bit of a laugh about it. And it normally ended with being hit at least twice. I've never been hit 3, but I have been hit twice. So we've all done it. We've all been there. And it's one of them things that you're either in too close and you need to just think about your positioning. Next one, got to mention it. Old Jurgen Klopp, referee to blame. One feeble shot on target. Already mentioned one player giving the ball away 38 times. But let's point to the referee, shall we? Let's point at the fact that the ball hit an elbow and it was completely in a natural position. And you know what? Maybe at the beginning of the season that were given when we went through that patch where there was some pretty. We realised how bad the handball law is written. IFAB, doubt you're watching, but if you are, good changes on the way, please. You know, regards that. But. No, never in a month for Sundays. The second one, do you know, the one that people have put in a category of seen and given, it is a tangle of legs, you know. There is a tangle there. How do you define a tangle? Of who instigated it? You know, when you watch it, if you're a Liverpool fan, it's 100% penalty. If you're in neutral, it's a seen and given. And I'd probably say, and if you're a Man United fan, not a cat in hell's chance, okay? But why concentrate and mention the referee? I don't get that. Okay, it's a straightforward thing. Is on that game, one tame shot on target, one player giving the ball away 38 times. Focus on that. Don't come for us referees. Last night's game, Mike Dean. Okay, red card. Twitter It's the Mike Dean show. It's a red card. He's got nowhere to go. Why didn't he give it first time? Shocking decision. But he gave it. He went and reviewed it and he gave it. Why aren't we talking about the tackle? The tackle was horrendous. Okay. Did you see the state of the player's leg? But it's all about, everyone else makes it about Mike Dean. Mike Dean doesn't make it about Mike Dean. The guy reffed a good game, you know. We don't know if he said on the mic, you know, I think that's a red, can you check it? Or will you check that for a red card? We don't know. Because depending on your angle, depends on how you see certain situations. I'm going to go back grassroots. I'm going to go right back quite a few years ago. Woodhouse down the road. I was reffing a game. They played the ball out short from the goal. I was on the halfway line, in line for the drop zone. It came up, landed at a player. The player kicked it straight back, and it goes in the net. From my angle out wide, you got to think I'm then 50 yards from the ball. It never made any sense where the ball was. So I didn't give a goal. I had to give an handball because the player went and picked it up, and body language and everything said to me, do you know what? They've just scored that, but no one else is reacting bar this one player. And then it turns out that it had hit within there and come back out, straight back out, but it had gone over the line, but I couldn't have seen it. It's all about your angles and what you can and can't see. It's all about angles. So don't slam Mike Dean unless you've actually refereed a game and know sometimes angle, light, decisions, players coming across you has actually turned around and made you think, oh, hang on a second. Why VAR was brought in, and it was the correct use of VAR. But let's talk about the player that's just assaulted another player, that's just raked him all the way down. Let's talk about him. Do you know what? It did get mentioned eventually that there was no intent. But we'll slam Mike Dean, but, you know, I could go on all day. I just don't get it. Talk about the player. Don't talk about the referee. You know, there's papers and news articles now leading with a referee mistake from a previous game. So Crawley versus Leeds United will be officiated by Peter Banks, who apparently gave a controversial decision in his last game versus Brighton. What the hell's it got to do with Crawley and Brighton? Crawley and Leeds United? Nothing. Why lead with the controversial decision? Because it wasn't a controversial decision. If we all got back to just going with the referee and giving what they've seen, you make it controversial. The press make it controversial. The pundits make it controversial. Oh, I could go on. I could go on. See, I love refereeing. I love being out there. And, you know, fair enough, we're not going to be out there for a few weeks now. But you know what? Grassroots and non-league, and you get certain teams that are absolutely brilliant. You can have so much fun with them. It's so good for a referee and mental health, and you know, and we can have a good chat and we can talk football. And you know what? You can get a bit of slaver on the pitch for 90 minutes. It's all about the end of the whistle. That's it. Done. Game's finished. And you know, referee, thanks for turning up, and you can turn to players and say, do you know what, that were a great game, you know, thanks for letting me be a part of it. You know, there's nothing wrong with that, but what gets me is like, when at the top level, if a player dives and the referee buys it, the ref gets the blame. If a player swears at an official, you know, just like we heard on TV at weekend, the referee gets the blame for obviously not doing anything about it. And as a grassroots ref, I'd have loved to have seen a yellow card there. I'd have loved to have seen it. Okay. But it's like now, because we've got no sound, no crowd at Pemierleague, and you hear them go down. Ah! You do, you hear them. Ah, I've been shot. It's quite embarrassing, isn't it? Because it's like, did they make them noises, right, when the crowd was in? You know? Are they now making them noises because they know the referee can hear it and they're gaining an advantage by their Oscar performing skills. But guess what? If the ref falls for it, guess who gets the blame? Yeah, no one mentions the player. They'll just mention the referee. But let's go to some 3 amazing events this month. Okay, Referee Association. Okay, now you can join at their website, which their link is going to be below. If you want Steel City RA, we have a membership form on our website. You know, literally join, because you can get access to these training events. Okay, are you ready? 11th of January, Dr. Tom Webb. Fantastic. All right, I cannot wait for that one. Follow him on Twitter. If you don't, follow him on Twitter. Okay, if you want to know about the impact of referee abuse and everything on referees, mindsets, all that, there you go. Dr. Tom Webb, the 11th of January. Absolutely unbelievable Zoom night that's going to be. 17th of, oh, phone goes up. 17th of January, RAFA training day. Now I'm shocking for saying we get nothing at grassroots. Well, there you go. I only said it last week as well, and then I get an email that on the 17th of January, there's an RAFA training day online, okay, with Farai Hallen, who heads up the referees at the FA. Why not get your membership and join that for the day, free? You know, literally it's part and parcel of your membership. It's what we do. We train, we help, we develop, we support. You get insurance, you get so much with your membership. But I'm telling you now, 17th of January, sadly, we won't be officiating that day, which is a bit of a pain, but we will be available to do some training. And then the 25th of January, Rebecca Welch, referee, did the Women's FA Cup final. Completely on the up, absolutely doing so well. In particular, I cannot wait for that one. But then again, I love all these. We had over 500 with Howard Webb pre-Christmas. There was 300 with Bobby Madley, and that was amazing. You know, he's an amazing bloke, and that I must admit, I really enjoyed that one. So there you go. That's this week. Referee news. I will see you shortly after watching a few more games, and we'll see how we're going. And I'm going to talk about more positives. Hopefully, Matt Donohue, I'm going to catch a game that you're on very, very soon to watch how you officiate, because I think it's excellent. Thank you. I'm Simon Hall, ref_grassroots on Twitter, or you can follow at Steel City Refs on Twitter. Okay, thank you very much. Have a great week. Stay safe, everyone.